radio, glowing magic transistor radio, glowing magic transistor.
Hello, YouTube and YouTubettes. Welcome to another Beach Boys related album review. Today I'm going to review the Moon album, Without Earth. This was released in 1968 on Liberty Records. Also Speed Music, Murby Music, BMI. Producer is Larry Brown. And this includes the original Beach Boy rhythm guitarist David Marks. I first heard about this in a book by John Stebbins called The Lost Beach Boy, a biography about David Marks. And he talked about the side projects like Dave Marks and the Marksmen, which I think is pretty good, but I didn't think there was an album from that period that I would hold up and want to review. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point, but right now I'm just doing what I think are the best ones. And so, in fact, this is the first time I've listened to the album from beginning to end in reviewing this, and it's really good. The album cover is an abstract art depicting a yellow moon with a purple background. Very interesting cover, and there's just something just short of being perfect for me as an album cover. I do really like it, but I give it a 9 out of 10. Now on to the songs. Track number 1 is Mothers and Fathers, written by Matthew Moore. And this has a very nice, it's just a 60s pop song, but has a really good hook. And I think that's the strongest point of this song. You know, good lyrics, just an all-around song. It's fairly simple for the most part. I mean, it's well produced, well put together, nothing too crazy or that sticks out. But I give a 10 on the hook and on the production. And overall, I give this song an 8.8. Track number 2 is called Pleasure, written by Matthew Moore. And my favorite thing about this song is the rhythmic piano and the strings and the arrangements. It's a bit less catchy, less of a hook than the previous song. So it has I think the arrangement I like better, but other than that, it is a little weaker in terms of catchiness and the hook. And overall, I give this song an 8.6. Track number 3 is called I Should Be Dreaming by Matthew Moore. And this has a bit of a Beatles influence. The Beatles popularized the sitar as well as the backwards music playing sometimes in the production and in the arrangement or editing. And so they do both of that here, and it's got very much that kind of a sound. And this is the song I think that stuck out to me when I first started scanning through these songs. And I remember putting this on my playlists when I was looking for something, and this is the only one I was familiar with really before reviewing this album. And I think it's very artistic. It's got a very good melody line. There's really no weakness to it, and overall I give this song a 9.6. Track number 4 is called Brother Lou's Love Colony, written by Gary Montgomery and Jack Dalton. Now, I was having a very difficult time figuring out if this was a cover song or not. It's hard to find any websites that gives the names of the band members. I did find this song by a group called Colors, and it sounded a lot alike. So if it was like any of the same members, I wouldn't have considered it a cover song. But when I read about this a little bit, it said that it is a cover song. so that's going to bring the scoring down a bit from what I originally had it. I do think this is a very artistic song, and also has some catchiness to it. Again, the sitar, very Beatles influenced kind of a song. And overall, because it's a cover, it goes down, but I give it a 7.0. Track number 5 is Got to Be On My Way by Matthew Moore. This one's a bit more upbeat, a rockin' song compared to the previous ones, and so it's high on the catchy side. But at first I was thinking it was kind of boring in the verse and wasn't really interesting to me until it gets to the chorus, and the rhythmic of the lyrics picks up, and I love the way he sings. You know, he's singing and he sings way up as well to end that chorus sound, and that's my favorite thing on this. And so really good song, and I give this one an 8.8. Track number 6 is called Someday Girl, written by Matthew Moore. This is a beautiful song, great orchestration, arrangements, and a nice melody line. It makes me think of a good Monkey song for some reason, and maybe that's like in the vein of a Boyce Hart, some of the great songwriting collaborators back then of 60s pop music. But this is a really good song, very beautiful, both catchy and artistic. And overall, I give this one a 9.4. Track number 7 is Papers, written by Matthew Moore. This is really track 1 on side B of the album. And I like the chord changes, very interesting chord changes on this song. And it's got some interesting parts to it and very catchy, but because it's so short, I'm going to, it gets a little lower than how much I actually like it. But I give this one an 8.0. Track number 8 is called Faces, written by Matthew Moore. Just if you throw in an organ and harpsichords and this kind of arrangement with beautiful harmonies, it will get me every time. It doesn't take much more than that. I mean, if you do it right. Beautiful melody lines. One of my favorite songs on the album. It's very interesting and good lyrics as well. And overall, I give this one a 9.2. Track number 9 is called Nevermind, written by Matthew Moore. Another song that reminds me of the Monkees, the way it's arranged. It's a very poppy kind of 60s song, but a little, catchy, very catchy. And then I love the chorus on this with some very trippy melody lines and the backing vocals of the doot doot doots, and just a really nice 60s pop song with some interesting artistic parts to it as well. And overall, I give this song a 9.0. Track number 10 is called Give Me More by Matthew Moore. The best thing about this song is the arrangement, just a very artistic arrangement, symphonic, a lot of piccolos and things, and a very beautiful melody line. Very artistic song, but still has a poppiness to it to make it a well-balanced, very poetic lyrics. And overall, this song gets a 9.4. Track number 11 is called She's on My Mind, written by Gary Montgomery and Jack Dalton, another cover song by the same obscure group called Colors, and thus the scoring won't be as high, but I really do enjoy the arrangements on this song. There's some very unique things going on. The intro for one, and then the piano does some strange melodies and things, and it's got a very swingy melody line throughout. So a very enjoyable song, and this does pretty well for a cover, and I give it a 7.4. The last song is called Walkin' Around by Matthew Moore. This is an upbeat, very catchy song. It has sort of a The Who feeling to it. I don't know if anybody else would think of that, but for some reason I think of The Who, especially in the chorus. And just an upbeat song. I love the intro has this staticky, whatever that's called, sound at the beginning that's interesting. And overall, I give this song an 8.6. The album flow is a 10 out of 10. It has a very unique, united production sound throughout, and just nice song, nice album to listen to from beginning to end without anything that just sticks out like a sore thumb. So I give the flow a 10 out of 10. This is a really good album. It's interesting to note how an ex-Beach Boy, what he was doing after he left in 1963 or 64, and starting his own band and then joining forces with Matthew Moore, although David Marks doesn't write anything in this band. But this is an obscure album that never really got anywhere, just had a very independent kind of lost classic, but a very, very good artistic album. So now I will pull out my handy dandy computer and calculate my formula. And this album gets an 8.63 out of 10. Thank you and have a wonderful day.